Yeah, mine was pretty good compared to others. I think just one bag lost, my cricket bag, but I didn't miss a training session, so it came the next day, which I'm pretty thankful for. I think mine was about 38 hours, where I think Starkey and stuff are about 60. So I think I'm overall pretty happy with my trip over.
You got your cricket gear now?
Yeah, all good now. Yeah.
How's like a new place here? A lot of travel, 38 hours.
Yep.
Look after your body a little bit leading into it.
Yeah, I think so. I think we've all played a lot of cricket, so I think is try not to do too much, especially when you get off such long flights. So I think I probably hit a bit too many balls the other day, so I'm a little bit sore today, but we got another rest day before, so all sweet to go.
Just between 2023 and 2024, like just this bit of travel, being in one place and being in another place. Do you think you're doing it better in 2024 than you did last year?
I think so. I think we're all getting pretty used to it now. I'm obviously pretty fresh on the scene, but I think talking to other guys, I think this has been pretty ridiculous, the amount of travel and the lack of days at home compared to normal years. So, but I think you weirdly get used to it now. We've been doing it for 2 years now. So yeah, I think we're all pretty set to go.
And just about yesterday, and you said you batted for a long time, and you did. Is that like something you started doing a lot more in T20 cricket, like just the power hitting thing?
Yeah, it obviously takes you out of you, so I think just being smart with it is probably the key. But also, it's a lot of fun, T20 practice, so I was pretty keen to get out there and just hit as many balls as I could and just have a bit of fun. I think, yeah, you do a lot of cricket, you're always under pressure when you're playing games. There's just certain little points when you get training here and there to have a bit of fun, so that was yesterday.
On that 23 versus 24 team, you had very different IPL scam. Like last year, you batted in a different position, different franchise. This time, you were left out of the side as well. So, what was that experience like? Then to come back and play a different role?
Yeah, I think that's the beauty of what I've been exposed to the last few years. I think there has never been a really consistent spot to really lock in. I think, but at the same time, I'm pretty thankful for that. I feel like I can jump in at many different roles. I think that's kind of where I'll see myself this tournament. Maybe plugging holes in the team. I think it's a pretty good team to get into. So, yeah, wherever I get told I'm playing, I think I've got a bit of confidence and an idea where to bat anywhere. So, yeah, always gives you confidence.
Can I just press you on that adjustment you had to make in the latter half of the IPL when you're batting lower down the order and bowling a lot more?
Yeah, I think it's pretty different when you bat up the top. Obviously, you're 2 fielders out at the start. You can play pretty proper cricket, but yeah, it maybe took me a while to really work out how to go about it. I think you can still give yourself 10 balls to kind of get yourself in, where sometimes, yeah, I think when you're inexperienced, it doesn't feel like you got 10 balls. So I think that took me a while just to kind of understand that, and then you can kind of go from there.
Who did you kind of learn off with that?
Yeah, I worked a lot with Neil McKenzie. He was our batting coach there. I think he's been around a lot. He wasn't such a power hitter himself, but he's been coaching a lot of T20 teams and got so much experience. So I think basically speaking to him, kind of working out how I want to go power hitting. But I think that's the beauty of IPL. You get exposed to these coaches, which you wouldn't normally get to. So and the players as well. So, but yeah, it's probably Neil I worked with the most.
Yeah, and so you've been plugging holes in this team. Is that a sense that you will start in that first 11?
Yeah, that's not an indication from the coaches. I think that's just me having a look at the team. I think you can kind of go through that team. It's a pretty good team. So, yeah, wherever I get a chance, I'll put my hand up. But at the same time, I know it's a pretty good team. So, yeah, we wait and see.
Ashton said yesterday that he's noticed you be a bit more expressive as well. Do you feel like that's the case?
Maybe just with age. I think you spend so much time with these guys now. You feel pretty comfortable around them to just be yourself. I think early doors you're just so nervous and you want to impress even at training. There's no real any time to really relax and have fun. You're pretty on edge trying to show the coaches but also the players what you can do, and even the opposition. So I think you kind of get to that stage where you've shown opposition, you've shown your teammates and you've shown your coaches what you can do, and you can just relax a bit.
I remember when you took your first test wicket and you spoke about being a little embarrassed with your over-the-top celebration, but we saw during the IPL, and Maxi was telling us yesterday that you got a little bit of grief for being over-expressive, but also then he said how good it was to see you kind of come out of your shell to an extent.
Yeah, 100%. I think you always have a bit of that in you, but you tuck it away when you don't want to annoy too many people. But it was a pretty awesome IPL, and I think we're just going with the flow of the emotions of the game. So yeah, it's always good fun to celebrate a little bit, not towards the batter, but yeah, just internally.
But is that something you're learning about it? Like, did that bring out sort of the better or the best of you? Like, just being that expressive self?
Yeah, I think it's more just enjoying yourself. I think, again, the IPL can be pretty challenging, and yeah, there's obviously a lot of commentators that might not agree with what you're doing, or if you're in the team, or many different things. So I think when you do get a chance to enjoy yourself, you have to. So that's all I was trying to do.
Just like switching between formats, I think you spoke pretty well about how challenging that is, given all the different things you do. Are you finding, like, is this kind of year that you've got now between March and the Boarding of Ascot that you've actually got a good run of T20 cricket? Like,
Yeah.
really helpful?
Yeah, 100%. I think I've definitely noticed this is probably the most prepared I've been for some sort of tour. I think you always go from, it's always a test tour straight into a T20, T20 straight into a test tour, so it's pretty extreme, but that's the beauty of the IPL this year, that you actually got some unbelievable practice leading into this. So I think a lot of guys in our team are pretty confident, and hopefully we can start the tournament off well.
And then going forward with that, like, do you feel like there will be other tours where, thinking about that New Zealand T20 series you didn't play, you might miss games for Australia to manage how you transition?
I think so. I think, just with the success of that, I think, you've seen a lot of guys do that, and how beneficial it's been. So, but yeah, at the same time, you never want to turn down playing for Australia. So it's just a fine balance, kind of seeing if you can prioritise some sort of tournaments before others. I think with that T20 tournament, we had the IPL after, so they thought maybe more beneficial to just stick with the red ball cricket just for that summer. But that would chop and change over time, so yeah, we work it out.
Have you thought about that? Like, this is going to be your career for the next 10, 12 years or whatever. Like, and everyone's going to want you in, well, hopefully everyone's going to want you in all formats. Like, have you got a stronger feeling about how you want to manage yourself?
Yeah, 100%. I think it's the same with wanting to impress people. I think you kind of get to a stage where you can maybe potentially pick and choose, but at the same time, you love being around these guys. So you never want to spend too much time away from them. It's just pick and choosing maybe a game here or there. But yeah, there's always benefits either way.
Just with your bowling as well, Cam, you started playing different roles with the ball, like at different times. So how did that develop as this IPL season progressed?
Yeah, I think it's the second year I've played in IPL. The first year you're pretty star-struck with the players you're playing with or playing against, and you can really lock into your plans when you get more confident again. So I think this year, our bowling attack was bowling beautifully up the top, so I could kind of do my thing through the middle. So it's more, probably got to thank my teammates for making it easier for my role. But at the same time, we had pretty clear plans from the coaching staff how I should go about it. So that's kind of what went right for us.
So you're understanding your kind of not just your role, but your skills as a T20 bowler better now?
Yeah, 100%. And I think it's also choosing between where you want to go defensive or a bit more attacking mindset. And I think sometimes if you fight fire with fire and you be a bit more aggressive, sometimes it goes your way. So that's kind of how I went about this IPL. I thought there wasn't much to lose when I came back into the team, and showed a bit more aggression with how I went about it. But that doesn't always come off. So I think it's just pick and choosing timings to do that.
And just finally, like, just sticking to the IPL, when you're part of a team, like international or otherwise, where like you would make that great comeback, you have Virat Kohli like pumping his chest and screaming and everything. Like, so what was that like to be a part of, and like leading into a World Cup? Where, again, it's about unity and being together. Yeah,
I think it was just a beautiful combination of the experienced guys being really invested and the youngsters having a lot of confidence. So I think it's always pretty special when you look back at these times and you play with Virat, who gave 110%, and he does every single time he plays. So which is the beauty of him. It's never towards a batter or anything. It's just pumping himself up, pumping the team up. So it's pretty special when you go on a run and you got someone like him in your team.
And did you get used to people just hanging off you after you took a wicket or took a catch? Just people climbing on you every time.
Yeah, I think that's just the fun we had in our team. I think when you go on a run like that, it's pretty special. So everyone kind of bought in, and very fond memories of it.
And you said how fun these training sessions are. Is there much competition between the batters about who can hit the furthest and those sort of things? And like, where do you sit on that pecking order?
Yeah, potentially might have training sessions where you might do that. I think everyone's obviously a very experienced team, so I think we all kind of know how we want to go about training. But there's a lot of competition out there, so maybe one day if we get a bit of a break in between games, we might try and do that, have a bit of fun. Probably hitting with the wind, not into it.
Just bowling? So you kind of talk about plugging holes with maybe the bat, but does that go for the ball as well? Like, can you bowl with a new rock potentially?
Yeah, 100%. I think I've definitely been exposed in the Australian team bowling with a new ball. It's always a lot of pressure when you're in a World Cup to do that. So, but at the same time, we've got pretty good opening bowlers. So, if it's required, definitely put my hand up. But I think we leave it up to the big dogs to do that.
It just finally, sorry again. How much of a mental switch is it, Cam? You spoke about playing at the top and when you have to finish games. When, like you say, there are times you can give yourself 10 balls. You're walking out, you need 60 or 30. You just have to go. And you just do it.
Yeah, I think. The IPL is just ridiculous this year with the scoring rate. So 60 off 30, you can give yourself 10 balls with how it was. But it might be different for this tournament. So I think it's just being adapting, speaking to the coaches, speaking to the guys who've batted out there previously, and work out the best way to go about it.